A little bit different content for you today, but still pretty cool. We got a 1986 Powerplay 18-footer in here. This boat has not run in 13 years, and we're going to see if we can make it start. 5-liter Merc Cruiser, Alpha 1 outdrive, 3 transom exhaust. Again, hasn't run in 13 years, so we're going to do what we do to it and see if she'll rumble. That means bad. So that's a really good indication that these U-joints are all screwed up. Not only the fact that they're rusted, but, I mean, come on, that thing is supposed to be laying right down right now, and that is not. So anyway, we're gonna be doing a full U-joint service on this thing as well, because at this point, that is just gonna grenade as soon as we put power on it. Look at that crusty old thing. Let's check out what we got going on in here. I cut everything to make it faster to get off of there, but you can see that is the brake in the bellows, and everything else is pretty well crunched. Like I said, it's both sat for a long time. A lot of rust in there. Pulling that gimbal bearing was kind of a pain, which is making me think that this thing's had some pretty serious water intrusion from those bad bellows, and might even be the reason why I was put away, particularly when we look at that, which is our U-joints. And those are obviously very rusted. That should be laying on the floor right now, but obviously there's enough tension in those to keep that up, so that's just going to grenade as soon as we put power to it. All right, so in truth, you really didn't miss that much excitement, but the SD card got full and I didn't notice, so I'm going to show you where we're at right now. Got the new bellows on, got the new gimbal bearing in, got the new shift cable most of the way in. After having to drill out and re-tap the ferrule where it goes in the gimbal, or the bell housing there. New water pump lines, everything is greased up and cleaned out, and she's going back together. That line right there, that Sharpie mark on the gimbal bearing, put that in there ahead of time so you know how to line the grease hole up with the grease passage. This is not a sealed bearing in this particular instance. If you know, you know. That right there is tempting, but it's wrong. This is the pressure line coming from the fuel pump up to the carburetor. Somebody probably couldn't get that fitting off before without twisting that steel pipe off, so they cut it and just patched in a piece of hose here. But what happens if this fails? These are not barbed fittings, that's not real fuel line. If this fails, or I should say when it fails, then you're pushing pressurized fuel onto the top of the hot engine. Bad. We're replacing that. So she fires right up and runs great. We're happy about that. Couple little cobs to work out here and there. You know, maybe some old bad fuel, stuff like that. It's got to get run. So stay tuned. Lake test coming soon.